Okay, this is part 3 of the tragic and devastating case of Amora Bain Carson. So we're at the part where his dumb-ass sister Teresa goes to visit him in jail. And basically, after the visit, she calls their aunt and is like, Blaine told me that there's evidence the police didn't find underneath the trailer. We gotta go find it. Seemingly to destroy it. That's my thoughts on it anyways. And the aunt, luckily, was a decent person and wanted justice for baby Amora and called the police and were like, look, this is what Teresa's telling me. There is evidence underneath the trailer that you need to find before she does. And no, Teresa was never fucking charged with obstructing justice or anything. I hope that bitch don't have a fucking ounce of peace in her life. What the fuck? Underneath the trailer, the detectives find a plastic baggie, and inside that plastic baggie was a pipe wrench that contained Astroglide and Amora's blood and DNA on it. Disgusting, ugly fucking freak is all I gotta say about him. During Amora's autopsy, they found so many critical injuries that they couldn't determine which one caused her death. Both of her arms were broken. She had so many skull fractures that they actually all connected. 18 rib fractures. She had 22 bite wounds all over her body. Most of them did come from Blaine, although a few of those bite wounds came from fucking Jessica's weird ass. Lacerations on her liver and brain. She also had been strangled. There was evidence of damage to her throat. She had severe tears in her genitalia that the doctors confirmed happened hours before her death and that she was 100% alive during that. I'm not even going to go into details of those. She was actually alive for most of these injuries. She had so many scrapes on her face that all of them connected and was basically one big scrape. She also had a fractured leg, which was a spiral fracture, which means it was twisted to break. She also had a severe tongue laceration, and all of these injuries occurred within 30 hours of her death. She had no previous injuries. They do not believe that she had been abused prior to this incident, which I guess that gives me a little bit of peace of mind that her whole life wasn't horrible abuse, but this was, by all accounts, the most brutal and horrific thing that anybody that was investigating this case had ever fucking seen. This is one of the most horrible autopsies I've ever read in my fucking life. I'm not even going into detail on all of the injuries on her. These people are sick. I'm like tearing up right now. These people are fucking sick. I mean, truly the most disgusting people I could even imagine. Monsters. They are the demons. Both Jessica and Blaine were charged with murder and they were tried separately. So Blaine went first and pled not guilty, and they thought that there was so much hate and vitriol against them that they wouldn't be able to get an unbiased jury, so they moved the trial out of Rusk County to Montgomery County. So Blaine's defense blamed his meth use and Jessica's psychotic, and that basically she had a psychotic break, and Blaine's drug use was basically why he didn't do anything. Said he didn't stop it, but Jessica was the one who did it, although the majority of the bite marks on baby Amora's body were from Blaine, and they also found some evidence of sexual assault caused by Blaine. But some of the bite marks were caused by Jessica, so this was a mutual thing. They also had a doctor testify to how much meth was in his system at the time and that could cause psychotic episodes. The prosecution, however, was basically like, no, Blaine is a cold-blooded killer and a pedo, right? He had those previous charges. Many people testify that he had severe anger issues and was very controlling of Jessica, and obviously the nature of this crime was just so fucking horrific, the jury could not look past it at all. They found him guilty, and he was given the death penalty, thank the Lord. He filed an appeal, but the judge upheld his death sentence. He was set for execution in 2019. He did at one point get granted a stay of execution for a time, but then finally on September 25th, 2005, mind you, he got sentenced to death in 2010. This is what I'm telling you, people. September 25th, 2025, Blaine was executed by lethal injection. He was the fifth person in 2025 to be executed by the state of Texas, and his last words were just him thanking the people who supported him, which I'm sure it's that fucking hoe Teresa, and thank the chaplains for helping him find religion. Like, sir, wasn't that the fucking problem to begin with? But good riddance, he's gone. Jessica Carson's trial was next. Jessica also pled not guilty, but the prosecution did not go for the death penalty in her case. Jessica testified at her own trial, stating that Blaine was very controlling of her and mean to her, but Blaine was very loving towards Amora. But one day he told her that Amora was walking around by herself and possessed by a demon, and they just were convinced she was too young to be walking. Jessica claimed Blaine told her the reason Amora was possessed was because she wasn't being honest with him. Unclear what he believed she was being unhonest about. She admits to not doing anything to stop him and claims to actually hear the demon screaming while he was performing the exorcism. This bitch is fucking crazy. Sometime in the middle of the 30-hour exorcism, like I said, they went to Walmart. So she did see the state of Amora, and she admitted to that on stand. She admitted to seeing how badly bruised Amora was at the time, but she just decided to turn the TV volume up so she couldn't hear the screams. She said that she would rather her daughter go to heaven now than have to live with the devil inside of her. She also said Blaine stated he was willing to sell his soul to the devil so that they could release Amora, but Jessica told him not to. I'm sorry, if I truly believed that that would have been a way to save my child, yeah, sure, go ahead. Please do that. She then says the reason that they lied is she knew the police wouldn't believe her and she was afraid she would get locked into a mental institution, so they made up the original story they told police. Again, the jury isn't buying it. They find her guilty and sentence her to life without parole. Thank the Lord. She is never getting out. She is currently at the Hobby Women's Prison in Texas. And like I said, she will never be released into this society. And she's only 35 years old right now, so that's a good long while before she'll be gone. So she hopefully is having a horrible time in prison. This little girl deserved better. I just don't understand how shit like this happens in our fucking world. This is one of the scariest cases I've ever covered. The most devastating. I mean, ugh. These people are fucking demons. Like, they were so worried about the demons. No, they are the fucking demons. These psycho freaks. I just can't believe it. And fucking Teresa, Blaine's sister, I got beef with you, ho. What the fuck, America?